Yay! Yay! Oh my gosh! Yay! Woohoo! Hello and greetings. Welcome everybody. It's good to see you all. Welcome in Suzanne Likes Cake, J Wolf, Storfwooder, welcome in. Good to see you, Grizzleby. I hope everybody's doing great today. We're going to get on with it. We're going to do some more art today. We're going to focus on the art side of things today. So I guess we'll just jump right into it. Welcome. I don't have my camera on. I forgot to turn that on. Let me turn that on. There we go. Should be good now. There we go. Welcome in. Good to see you. Sorry about that. I totally forgot to put my camera. Oh man, my hair's like sitting funny. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, we're doing the art again as usual. It's that stage of the game dev where we just got to get things finished off. We've got to scroll a fair bit because we've got a lot of past projects in here too. All right, we're up to day 22, right? No, wait. We're on day 23. We did day 22. We didn't end up finishing all of those elements, and we didn't start the puzzle design for that maze yet. We're on day 23 now. My voice has been suffering since like yesterday or the day before. I think I've been talking too much. But hopefully everything will be fine today. Alright, so we're going to just keep on doing this section. So I don't think we're going to do these animations at all. I think we're actually going to cancel that for now. It's still in my mind. Maybe I'll do it later on if I have more. Like, if we start to get to the end of the game and I want to spend the extra effort to do the animations on rope usage, then I'll do that. But right now I'm pretty happy with how it's looking. Lamp animations, though, we need to get onto that. So that's what we're going to focus on today, is just getting these lamp animations done. So I'm just going to copy this down to... Actually, I'll just X this out. And then we can check that, and we can check that, and then we can go down here and pop this in. Like so. So we're going to take care of the all the swinging animations. They shouldn't take too long. And then we hopefully will be able to take on some of this puzzle design effort as well. Like there. Alright. But yeah, thanks for being here, everybody. I really appreciate you showing up, especially showing up early when the stream just starts and people are dropping by. It's always a pleasure to see you. It's very encouraging when people come in and say hello, and I've just started to stream up. It makes it feel very worthwhile, and I appreciate it. So thank you for that. Okay, so I'm a little tireder today than I have been this weekend. I was up too late last night, and then after I finished the stream last night, I ended up streaming on the main channel, even though I said I probably wouldn't at the end of last dev stream. I ended up streaming, and it was a good time. I had a great time, but then I got really tired, and I ended up staying up after the stream because my throat was sore to drink some honey tea, and I started watching TV. Ended up staying up too late watching TV, so it was a very late night. But yeah, we'll get by today. We'll get by. All right, so we're going to focus on these. I just want to take a look at like what we had to... so I just said I'm going to can that. We're about to work on this. And I think maybe we can work on that too. That might be something we want to look at doing as well. So if I was to break this down by room again, this is Bio Lab. Then there is storeroom, sharpening, bench, at bench, grinder. Maybe we do this. Like, so I don't know what this would look like. Exactly. That's probably the only animation we really need to put in there. I did question yesterday as well, like, do we do a character animation where maybe... Like, what if we did an animation of taking out the metal detector / putting away? What, like taking out and reverse to put away? Like, what if we did that? What would that look like? It's a question that I don't know if I want to answer, but maybe at some point we can look at when we're looking for things to do. Maybe we'll spot that. I'm just gonna name this as like all the stuff at a high level, like that. Razor, great to see you. Great to see you. How you going? How's game dev going this weekend? It's going pretty good, actually. Yesterday was very productive. Today, I expect it to also be quite productive. Let me just close Steam. We did some good stuff. Do I still not have a shortcut for... Oh, it's right here. It's right here. We got some good stuff going on, though. How's it going over there, Razor? Hope you're going well. Wait, what? I don't normally open it this way. Normally, I open the project file. I just realized why it feels different. This one, yeah. Continue. Let me just flick this over to this view so you can see my full desktop, so you can see what I'm talking about, just in case I start pointing at things that aren't there. Yesterday we got in all of the features around the water pipe, and that's been going pretty good. There are a few things I need to work on with. I need to import updated walking animation. I changed the way the face looks from the profile view. You can see, it's a bit hard to tell, but you can see there's like kind of like a, just like an L shape where his mouth is. I've changed that in the character animation, actually, so he looks a little bit better now. But yeah, we put in this we put in some features yesterday that I think are like we're really overdue. I labeled the sensor box so you can actually see the sensor box. So when you realize that you need to find a box of sensors by looking at this, you'll see like, oh, I need a sensor. You know to look in the sensor box for that sensor now. We need the YM2612, 2612. So we'll go find that. There it is. And we also, yeah, we're gonna build the whole. We'll build the whole metal detector here. So yeah, I want to animate this the bench grinder to have like when you're sharpening the cookie shard, it'll look good. Going good. Just sitting down to relax for a bit and want to say hello before zooming out. Hey, no worries. It's great to see you. Thank you for dropping in, and I hope you enjoy chilling to the vibes of the game dev. What are we doing? Right, I wanted to get the battery. We have to break the drill on the cookies because the cookies are super hardened, which is a reference to Zak McKracken. If you remember in Zak McKracken, there is a piece of bread that is like rock hard, and it breaks the concrete when it falls out of the window, when it's thrown out of the window. So those cookie shards are equivalently hardened. Let's see, do I have everything I need now? I think I need a handle, and then I got everything I need. So we're gonna go in here, we're gonna go get that handle, we're gonna grab the detector coils, and we're gonna grab the sensor module. We've now built our metal detector. We put the battery into it, then we start using it, find the key, which is always in the same spot in this case. Metal detector, super hardened cookie shard. So you can use this on that. Sharpen the shard. Now it's sharpened. So that would be an animation that I think I might want to do, is sharpening the cookie. So he'll walk over to the bench, facing... if I can get him to face upward, it would be nice. I don't know if I can do that. So he'd face this direction. He'd just have an animation of his arm going forward, or both arms going forward. This thing would vibrate, and there'd be clouds and some sparks flying off. Maybe he would stand like slightly here, actually, so it'd be like sharpening on this end, not on this end. So there's less animation to do. We just have this thing vibrating, like jiggling around, has some clouds of smoke puffing, and then sparks flying off of it. And that would we'd only want to play that for like a second and play a loud, annoying sharpening sound, like a grinding sound. And that would do it. Would you be able to give a quick recap as to how a metal detector works? I missed the part of the process. Yeah, I can show you how the metal detector works. So it's basically there are items in the world that don't have any sprites associated with them, and they don't like appear when you hover your mouse over them. And so if I go into the one that's like the more interesting room to look at is probably the bio lab. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in, new follower. I appreciate that. Hello there, Ametem Regaming. Hang on. What am I missing here? Met M Regaming. Sorry, I said your name wrong. I'm so sorry. But hello, welcome. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in. I actually do have anonymous follows, but you said hello as soon as at the time you followed, so I'm assuming it was you. But we have in this room, just to continue talking about the metal detector, we have these 3 objects. You can see they're named Copper 1, Copper 2, Copper 3. And we have Zinc 1, 2, and 3 as well. I have programmed it so that when you enter this room for the first time, it'll randomly position them in the... I've split the screen into thirds, and it will randomly position them within the walkable area. So this gray zone here, or now blue, it will place them randomly, and if it in like thirds of the screen. And I think I said like the lower half of the screen. So if it randomly places it like here, it'll re-roll until it gets a slot that's like inside the zone that's aiming for. I am making a game, and I can tell you what the game is, yes. I'll just finish explaining this part of it for Razor, and then I'll tell you more about the game. So these will basically, these objects will randomly get positioned around the room in the thirds. So like it could be something like, whoops. It could end up something like that. And so when you go into the room, you've got to scan for like, you know, the things using the metal detector. I'll just put them back up here just so they're not in the way. Are you going to install the game on Steam? Yes or no? I plan to have not this one on Steam immediately, but I'm making a mini series of 3 games. They're each like 10 to 20 minute games. And then once those are done, I'm working on a 4th game, which is going to be like a, you know, several hour game. That one I plan to put on Steam. And when I put that on Steam, I'll bring these ones, I'll package these ones up on Steam as well. Probably as like a single game. But it'll be like, you know, you can download the series as like one package on Steam. And I'll have like a little launcher or something maybe to make it easy to play them all. But something like that. But yeah, not immediately with this one. This one's just like I said, this one and the one before, they're both very small games. So getting back to how the metal detector works. Oh, that's all right, Razor. Yeah, so getting back to how the metal detector actually functions. I have a metal detector script, which I think is this one. It's been a little while since I looked at the code for it, but yeah, there's a whole bunch of like stuff about how to build the metal detector, which is like kind of not that complex, but you just need to track like which parts are in there and stuff like that. If that's what you're asking, correct me, but I think you're asking about how the actual sensing part works. The actual using the metal detector. So I've got some frequency definitions. And the frequencies are defined in multiple places, but I think this is the main one. This is the initializing the frequency definitions for different materials. So the first one is actually brass. It's labeled as, in the book, it's labeled as brass. And the book tells you, like different frequencies for the different types of metals and different frequencies for different types of signals. Because it's like, you know, it's a fancy metal detector. It can detect wires in the wall. because that's what I wanted it to be able to do. I think this is copper, and I think the other one is zinc. So that's not how you spell it. How do you spell zinc? 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 There you go. I think that's right. So yeah, you got your frequencies defined here. So what that will do, if we go back to looking at the room, I added some properties to the objects. It has a frequency setting, number 2, and item ID, number 14. The item ID matches up with, if you look at the inventory items, number 14 is copper. So it's going to give you copper when you find it. And its frequency was 2. So if you go look at our frequency list, 2 for copper. Right? So if you tune your metal detector to this frequency, it will know like, oh, I'm tuned to that frequency too, so you know, it'll know that you're looking for copper, basically. Kind of confusing maybe, but hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that makes some sense. So then, now that you're doing some scanning, oh, these are all just like changing the settings for adjusting the frequency itself. I think the scanning is... trying to remember where the actual scanning is done. That's for rendering it. Okay, this looks like a distance thing. Yeah, okay, here's the distance calculation. So this is just a simple calculation for... sorry, I'm tired. I think I said that earlier. The Pythagoras theorem. So it's just calculating the hypotenuse of a right-angled triangle. So we have the x and y coordinates for a point, and we have the x and y coordinates for where the player is. And it calculates that distance using Pythagorean theorem. And this gets returned somewhere. Let's find out where this is getting called from. Okay, that's the distance. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so we start with a very far distance. We assume the distance is extremely far away. And then we check if the frequency of the target frequency... so this is the target frequency. Okay, so this is our handle detecting. It's per object. Each object handles its detections, I believe. I'm trying to remember exactly how this works. I think this is how it works. We could look at where this is getting called from, but it might be called from another document, I think. Yeah, it's called from the global script, I think. But anyway, if the distance is less than the total distance, the larger distance, then it will equal that. Otherwise, the distance will equal that. Like, so wait, if you match the frequency, then it'll do this. It'll say, like, how far away are you? If the distance is less than the distance to ping target, which I guess this is a global variable somewhere. It may only be used here. Yeah, I think this is a global variable. Then, so if it's closer, then we say, like, okay, this is the closest distance, and then we return... okay, yeah, we're going to have to go look at where this is called from. But basically, we're saying, like, if we're less than 4.25 pixels away from the thing, then we've found it. So if you're close enough to find it, the object, if you're basically standing on top of it within 4 pixel radius, then you found it. We'll say you found the object. And that's how that works. So it's literally like a radius. So that's like 8.5 pixels wide circle drawn around the object on the scene. It'll find it if you walk inside that circle. And it returns true. So when we look at where the handle detecting part is called, which if I look in the project for it, there's the import, there's the actual call, I think. And then there's the @target equals. So I think this is the line we want to look at. So this is in room 3. And this is in global. Let's look at the global one, because it's probably actually more accurate. This is probably the one that actually is getting called. So if the player is using a metal detector, we set the global variable for distance to point to ping target to this large number. And then we go through each object in the room. So we look at all objects in the room, not just ones that are necessarily going to have this property. Then we check that they've got the property. So we're getting the property for the frequency setting. If you remember when we were looking at that earlier. If I go to these properties here, the frequency setting is 2. So we get that frequency setting, and we pass that into the function of handle detecting. So we know that, like, this object is copper, it's frequency 2. We get its X and Y coordinates and pass them into the handle detecting. And then we, like, you saw all the stuff that we did inside of that function already. So it's like, hey, are you close to this? And are you closer than the distance to the ping target? If so, then that's the thing that we're going to ping on. That's the thing that will, like, actually do the blipping. If this returns true, which means you're within those 4.25 pixels from the target point, then this will be true. And we'll say, I found it. I found the object. And then it'll say like, okay, we are setting the object's frequency setting. So we're going to update the setting in here to 0. And that essentially turns it off. It will never be detected again because you can't set frequency 0. So you'll never find this again once this gets set to 0. It should have a name or a description. I think it should be, this should be copper. Like maybe like piece. How do you spell peace? P-I-E-C-E? Piece? Of copper. Or like copper. What? Whoops, that's not how you spell copper. So I think I need to name all of these copper, because then it will say I found a copper when you pick it up. Which you can see here. Yeah, it says I found a something, and that something is the name of the object, which is copper. Weirdly, I think it's like name and description are like 2 different things, but description is not how you access it. It's you access it by name. It's like a weird thing in this. I don't really like AGS that much. I like it enough because of all the things that it does right, but there's a lot of things it does wrong that makes me not like it as much. But then we add the item to the inventory. So that's how it all works. It's pretty straightforward. The beeps and stuff like that are based on the proximity. So if we look at distance to target, if we find other locations of where this is used, here's the distance calculation. So if the current frequency is 2, oh, this is for the wall. This is for the wall code. It's the same idea, but let me find. Oh, we're back in room 3 script somehow. Which is not where I want to be. I want to be either in here or here. I think it's here. Okay, yeah, here you go. What? Okay, I found it. All right. So, distance to ping target over max distance. The max distance is set somewhere. I'm not sure where it's set. Um, 480 pixels away. So that's the maximum distance it will ping at. So basically, like, what from a range of 0 to 1, how far away are we from the maximum distance? The size of the ping, this seems like a fixed value. What's D? Oh, that's this? Okay. Do we use size of ping? We do. So it will draw the ping circle a certain size the closer you're getting to the object, I think. It's the inverse. And it will draw it at the player's coordinate. And it will beep as well. And it will only do this if the ping timer is greater than 120 times the distance. Basically, this means it will ping and flicker more frequently the closer you get. So this is the size of the ping is bigger the closer you get in the visual version of it, and the frequency it flickers is faster the closer you get. Hopefully that all makes sense. Basically, that's how this works. I don't know if that explanation was perfect, but yeah. So going back to JWolf, oh no, sorry, it was Ametum Gaming. I still don't know how to say that name. If you give me some direction, I'll do that. Makes sense, sounds cool. Thanks for sharing a bit of tech. That's what you're welcome. It's fine. My pleasure, actually. I had a good time programming it, and I'm really happy with how it works. Actually, it works very well. So to explain, that it was basically, are you making a game? Can you tell me what the game it is? So it's a point-and-click graphic adventure where you are locked in a basement because a cat scared your hamster and it tried to pounce on your hamster and knocked over some stuff like bookshelves or whatever, and ends up culminating in you and your hamster being locked in the basement. So a hamster's stuck in the tunnel and you're stuck here. The door's locked. You can't get out. So you need to find a way to get out of the basement. Fortunately, you're clever and you can figure it out. Then, so yeah. How did you learn all of this cool stuff? Years of doing it, probably. I programmed a lot of stuff. I write my own engines a lot. I chose not to write my own engine for the point-and-click adventures because I've been wanting to try out AGS for a while. I played with Powerhoof on Unity, sorry, PowerQuest on Unity, made by Powerhoof, but I don't want to use Unity. And I looked at the options for various engines, and I decided to use AGS. And so far, so good. I mean, it's got some problems, but it works pretty well. So we have our character in this world trying to figure out a way to escape. It's basically a puzzle game. If you've ever seen... I don't know if you've ever played games like Day of the Tentacle, but it's very heavily inspired by Day of the Tentacle. Go look at some screenshots so you can see that. But yeah, I started programming games when I was about 10 years old, and I haven't stopped. But yeah, this is Day of the Tentacle. So my character in the current game is kind of based a lot on this character and Marty McFly from Back to the Future. And so what I'm doing is I'm building out 3 different characters in their own little mini adventure. So I've done one already. This one's the second one. And then the third one will be another character. And then I'm going to take all those characters, I'm going to put them together in one game. And that's the game that I'm going to take to Steam and like do a Kickstarter for and try and raise funding for so I can actually go full time on it. At least for like 6 months. And that should be enough time to finish the game, I think. So now that you've made a tool like this metal detector, do you save that chunk of code so you're able to use it in future applications? That way you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time, I imagine. I actually enjoy reinventing the wheel. It's one of my flaws, maybe, but I love doing it. So what I did with the metal detector, I did reuse the code, but the way AGS works, it made it very hard for me to break it down into like a very simple chunk and just make it usable from all over the place. So I think I ended up having to copy and paste code into 2 different places to manage it. But yeah, normally it's not such a big deal. I think room 3 is actually the wall. Yeah, it's the wall. So there is actually a section in the game. It's still running, so I can show you. If I use the metal detector... Oh, wait, I restarted, didn't I? I have to go rebuild the metal detector. I'll do that now. I'll demonstrate all the stuff we just talked about, and then I'll get back to work and do some actual work. Let's see here. Cool. I don't need this. I don't know why I'm picking it up. I'll just pick up everything. Turn this on. Do I have the manual? No. Audigy Pro. Okay. So yeah, there's detector frequencies are all here. So I list out all the frequencies. I actually only bothered to program copper and zinc and brass because there's no gold and silver in there, so there's no point in including them in the code. I could add them, but yeah, there's power, data, wireless telemetry, and SCU multi-mux, which is just an acronym. SCUM, which is the original. I won't go into it, but yeah, this is the one. This is the frequency you're actually looking for: 10, 320, 40. That one we use on the wall. Once we build the thing, we have to build the metal detector, of course. Let's see. Do I have everything I need? No, I need to get the Audigy Pro. sensor. Most of the sensors are named after audio devices. I just thought that would be fun. So we go and build this thing. Need that. Build that. So we have a crafting system. Every game needs a crafting system, right? What's wrong thing? There we go. What? Where's the metal detector? There. Alright, so if you use the metal detector on the wall, we need to set the frequency to... Oops. 10, 3, 20, 40 to find the target in the wall. And I just made this for fun, really. I just made this for fun. But this works in a similar way. You can hear it beeping more and less, depending on the distance you are from it. It's like right up here, I'm quite far away. It's beeping infrequently. That must be it. So yeah, I found the spot by doing that. And then that's made a mark on the wall. And I need to figure out a way to cut a hole in the wall. So that's another puzzle. Let me get rid of this bucket. Get rid of the paint thinner as well. Exactly what I was hoping to see. Very cool. Thank you. Thank you. So then we now have a key. We got the key out of the jar. We can use the key to free the hamster. I'm basically spoiling the entire game at this point, but you know, whatever. So we got the hamster. Put the hamster in the maze. I haven't implemented this yet. This is hopefully we'll get some time to work on this today, but I've got very limited time today, so I may not get time to work on it. But yeah, this will be a puzzle that you'll have to solve by programming the hamster to move throughout a maze, which I haven't implemented, so you know. But now that we've done that, if we did successfully do that, we got a data splicing cable, which we'll need to connect to the wires in the wall once we figure out how to cut a hole in the wall. So we need to use our manual again, because we want to find the brass key, which is 10, 100, 120, and 10. So use the metal detector. 100, 120, and 10. We found the key. So now we want to leave the room. We can now use that key to unlock this door. And there's stuff that we need in here too. So we need that rope, which we drew yesterday. I think the rope looks pretty great. And we got the coil up here as well. So we need the coil, the wire coil for that. We need 3 pieces of copper and 3 pieces of zinc. So that's why we need the metal detector in this room as well. Try and get this wire coil, but it's out of reach, it's too tall. So we push this lamp. And it can't quite reach it, or it's not heavy enough. So this is with what we're gonna work on today, we're gonna animate this lamp here to swing and hit that. So we're gonna like try and make this look nice and blended with the background, but also animate it so it swings. Can you somehow tie that puzzle to the sliding puzzle from Ripper? There's a few fun ways I can think of incorporating that as a joke. Hey, Board Jams, good afternoon. No. I don't. I did set out with this game to do things that I felt was frustrating or bad and try to make them good, like good versions of that. But I do not want to do a sliding puzzle. I think sliding puzzles are just irredeemably bad most of the time. The only exception I have to that is a soccer barn like puzzle, which is not a sliding puzzle, but you do push blocks around and stuff like that. I think those are great, but when it's just a pure sliding puzzle, it's no good. And when it's done like the way it's done in Ripper, it's terrible. It's the worst thing I've ever seen. 120, 140, 25. So now we should be finding copper. I found a copper. There you go. So we can obviously change the language there a bit. I found a copper. So we found 3 copper. We can put that in the lemon plan. And... oh, we still don't have anything else for it yet. So we will just to go ahead and use the metal detector again. I forget what the frequency is. I think it's 140, 120, 15, I want to say. All right. So I didn't name the zinc yet, so the zinc doesn't have names. It's right here. Where is it? I can't quite get it. Okay, we found it. That was funny. So we got enough zinc now for the plan. So the last thing we need is that, but we can't get it. So this is not heavy enough is the idea here. I can't wait for this game to fully come out. I'm excited about it too, Bot Jams. I'm very excited about it. So I was thinking of presenting the player with a crappy Ripper-esque version and then somehow letting them off the hook with just kidding, there's no poorly designed sliding puzzle here, move along now. It would be funny to do, but it's, I feel like there's a certain amount of effort required to do that well. And I don't want to do that because I do want to finish this game in the next... well, it's the 21st right now. We've got basically just over a week left of this month. I wanted to finish the game this month. I think it's going to be early next month. So hopefully by the 12th next month, we'll be done with this game. So adding extra stuff like that, I will have references, but yeah, maybe I can make... I don't know, maybe I can make a reference to it without having to actually create anything. Like maybe just some text dialogue sort of stuff. Yeah. That's all I can think of right now. So we drew this rope yesterday. I think it looks way better than the placeholder one we had. We finished drawing the leak as well, so that's like looking good. And that's all we needed. Any plans on making physical copies of the game? Eventually, yes. Hey, thank you, J-Wolf. No, it's okay. I'm okay being sidetracked a little bit. Honestly, it's like, it's a good thing. So yeah, now that will swing and knock that down and we can get that. So obviously I want to do a little bit of animation around that. That's what we're going to work on today, is making this part look good. And it's actually going to be this lamp, the third lamp here, that will do that. I have walk behinds for like the lamps here, but I don't have one for this one because this one's going to animate and it's going to be actually an object. So we're going to have to remove it from the background as well at some point. But anyway, we now have the wire spool. That's the last thing we needed for the lemon battery. So we can build that, and that gives us like a bundle of items ready to use on the box of lemons in the other room. I think someone figuring out all this stuff, it will be a bit tricky. Hopefully they don't get too frustrated with it. I'm a little worried that's going to be too complex for some people. So then when we did that, you'll notice the computer has now turned on. We can now start using the computer, but the computer's not connected to the wall yet. We need to do that. Right now I haven't programmed that bit, so that's something I have to add code for, but we just have to sharpen this bad boy up. Now we've got sharpened cookie shard, which we can use to cut the wall open. Also, why does he walk like Steve Urkel? It's because he's based on, his walk cycle is based on Bernard from Day of the Tentacle. And he walks like Urkel. So now we've connected the wires up, and we can use the computer. We need to solve this puzzle. This is a lights out puzzle. You might have seen a lights out puzzle before. There's many ways to solve it, but the quickest and easiest way is actually just to do this. You just have to click 4 times. And then that's it. Now the door is open. We can leave. It's not implemented yet. Obviously, I haven't done the outro and the intro parts yet, but that's the end of the game when you do that. He'll be doing the Urkel for a while. He's not going to change his walk cycle. I actually really like this walk cycle. I think it looks great. It was a little... I had to adapt it for this character a fair bit because he doesn't have the same body shape as Bernard does. He's got like a bit more regular shaped torso and legs. But Bernard looks great. I really like his walk cycle, so I wanted to pay homage to that in this character. So this is the guy I'm talking about. This guy here with the glasses on. Anyway, so what were we going to do today? Today we were going to work on those animations for the lamp. So let's go ahead and get that started up. But yeah, I would like to make physical copies of this game. So basically the plan for physical copy is like Kickstarter area. So if I go down and show you the long-term plan for what we're doing here, this is the plan. This is the plan. Phase 1 is where we're at right now. So I've made the Day of the Sandwich. I'm working on Day of the Hamster. And we'll be working on the next one after that. I'm aiming... I think June 29th is really pushing it. But it might be a little bit after that. But like, so maybe it'll be July sometime. But I want to spend about 2 months. Maybe a little bit more than 2 months on it. Like I did with this game. Phase 3, we'll be working on the big game. I'm just going to get it another mini adventure sort of thing. But it's like more of a demo for the full game kind of thing. So it won't conclude. It'll have like questions and stuff like that. And then... Phase 3 is actually going to be doing the Kickstarter, and that's where the like physical release comes. So like, you know, physical releases, or release, I guess, is big box release, DVD case release, Switch. I don't know. You know, we'll see what we can do. OST probably, art book probably, making of. Maybe we can put something together where I go back and like grab content from these videos and get sort of like an interview sort of thing done. I actually know somebody who does documentaries, so maybe I can get them to like help me make a making of. Don't know if they do it for free, but if I can get them to do it for cheap, maybe we could include that in a Kickstarter. You know, other stuff, maybe some signed artwork or something like that. I don't know. Wait, is artwork one word, is it? Okay. But then once that's all done, then we launch the, you know, the Kickstarter will actually occur. Once we've done all the planning, we'll actually launch Kickstarter. So I'm aiming for like September this year to actually launch Kickstarter. It might be a little bit later than that, but that's my plan. That means by the time October rolls around, we'll know if we've got a successful Kickstarter and like what I can actually plan to do for the rest of the game. I'll support the game via Kickstarter, hopefully for a physical copy. Yeah, I'd love to be able to do that. Do you want me to send over my refrigerator so you can sign it? Yeah, go on. Just send over the fridge. They're not that big and bulky. Back when you were coding Day of the Sandwich, you were considering adding voice acting. Any plans for including voice acting into this universe, or do you plan to keep it text-based? It will have voice acting for the 4th game, definitely. For this game, I don't know. I may try and do some voice acting, but I don't know if I can come up with a good voice for this character. I might need to outsource the voice acting, and that's going to be more expensive. So if I have to outsource the voice acting, I will just not do it for this game. I'll wait until the Kickstarter game before I pay for somebody to do voice acting. But I would love to do full voice acted content for that game. And then if I do that, I would go back and add voice acting to all 3 of the mini games, because I'll have the voice actors all lined up for it. So I'll just do all the lines for everything, if that makes sense. And then I can do a remaster release with voice acting. that's a long trip, going out all the way to the Bermuda Triangle and then back here. The failure might have been something else, Bot Jams. Alright, where are we? We've got to get back to our list of things to actually do. There it is. You could make such a great comprehensive making of video as its own project that could be super useful for people interested in getting started in game dev. That's part of why I'm like recording these streams. Like, I'm doing these streams to help me like stay a little bit motivated and like on target with my goals, but also it helps other people. And I've had numerous people now, I don't know how many, more than I've counted. A lot of people have said like, hey, I was inspired to try making a game because of like watching your streams. And that's like with this game dev, with the tank game dev that I was doing before, and with the Say of the Sandwich, and with stuff I was doing like a year or 2 ago on the other channel before I decided to create this channel, when I was doing the shmup dev and other stuff. Like, people were inspired. So I figure it's worth it. You know, it's worth it if people get inspired to work on their own content, their own games. I think that's great. The bones are already here on the channel. Yeah, exactly. So doing a making of, I could like come back to, like, I could find parts out of each episode and like put a nice making of thing together, and then have a little thing where I sit back here in front of the shelves full of games, and I, you know, have a poster next to me or something like that, and I can talk about the actual process of creating the game. And I just need to get someone to come and ask me questions about it and answer the questions. And I think that will be pretty cool. And then, you know, if I get someone to help with the music, we can maybe get them to do some interview questions as well, and put a nice making of together. It would be pretty cool to see that, I think. I think people would enjoy watching like a, you know, 40-minute, hour and a half or so making of. That's just me. Maybe I'm wrong. I would watch it if it was somebody else. So anyway, let's get on with it. Let's get on to the work. So we got to load up our Ace Sprite and get on with it. So we already have this room open. We need to change this lamp into its own thing, and we need to animate it. There's numerous ways I could do it. What I think I'm going to do is just paint it out. Like, take it to another layer and paint it out. I think that's what I'll actually do. When it animates, I want the light to turn off. And so this will have to become dark and shadowed. So actually, I'm probably going to need to go back into the other program and fix it up. It's either that or actually animate the light moving as well, which is like a huge pain in the butt. I don't want to do that. So I'm probably just going to have the light turn off when you push it. I might even have it flickering, because that would be easy enough to add flickering. For now, I'm going to ignore the light issue, and I'm just going to have you push the... I'm just going to animate pushing the lamp. We'll worry about it later. I was originally going to make the game I was working on for NES, but I might just move it to Nintendo Switch, since your dev videos are really helpful. Oh, awesome, Board Jams. Yeah, if you do something on the Switch, that'd be really cool to see. The NES is awesome as well, but it's also very difficult to program for if you haven't done it before. It's like a lot to learn for that system. I've been on Twitch for a long time, and I've never seen content like that. There's definitely an audience for it. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people doing game dev streaming, but not a lot of people... I don't know. I think that there's people doing it, but I don't know how much they're doing it to favor like the education side of it. I'm not really trying to do education side of it very much, but yeah. I can't sleep, so I guess I'll program some more game. Nice. I saw your post on the Discord, by the way. I punched my knuckle against the shelf. I was trying to grab something off the shelf and somehow I misjudged and punched the shelf. Now my knuckle's sore. I have a little scab on it and it's like achy. Oh well. Yeah, I saw your post and I was looking at the image and trying to grok what I could from the text that you'd written. Sounds like you're making some decent progress though. Sounds like things are actually happening there, Adrian. So good luck. Yeah, I'm a shelf puncher now. All right, let's get on with it. First things first. Let's just ignore those. What's layer 1? Okay, nothing. So this is a layer. I want to just do this as BG. I'm going to duplicate it if I can. And then I'm going to call this one BG no lamp. And we're going to paint the lamp out of it. So we just start with, I guess we'll just do this. How am I going to do it? Let's see. I think it's like control wheel, yeah, to make it bigger. Something like that. What? Oh, wrong button. Just painting out this lamp. That'll do. There's still a little bit of a line here. It's gone. There's still a faint line. I probably didn't need to paint out the entire thing, I just realized. Because it's only going to swing from this pivot point, not from up here. Mike, would you ever get your own copy of the game graded by a CGC Video Games if you had a second one for memory's sake? No, I would never. I never would get a game graded. I don't believe in grading. I would grade them myself, for myself, but I don't believe in grading companies. I think they're a scam. What? There we go. Yeah, we'll leave that bit there. And we want this to swing. So first thing we got to do is actually like draw the lamp again, but like in a way that it's like a foreground element. I'm probably going to just copy and paste it for the other ones and maybe change it slightly for each one so they're not all uniform. But that way it won't look so out of place. I feel like that shadow part's like way too dark there. Not that you're likely to see it, but that's better. Seems to be... Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. So I was just zooming in and out a bit, trying to work out what was going on visually. All right, so I'm just going to take the darkest color in that zone. Just going to go like that, like that. So I want that, but we got to create a new layer. So go Shift N, and we're going to call this one lamp. Or swing lamp, maybe? Swing lamp? 1. Alright. Before I put that in, I'm just going to draw it exactly in precision with this lamp. Oops. All right. First thing I'm noticing is this is just like, doesn't feel right at all with its position. That's a bit better. Somewhere about there, maybe. So that's alright. It's not a bad looking lantern. Let's get some of these colors in. Hey there, Soul and Soul. Good to see you. Hey, also, this will make you laugh. Backit is now legit grading Pokemon Oreo cookies that came out. Oh my god. Wow, they will grade anything, mate, won't they? Soul and Soul, good to see you. Welcome in. That might just do it. This will be easier to animate. It's amazing how some people would always bully me and I would say, oh, become an actor, or hey, become a full-time YouTuber, but then I completely ignored them and stopped talking to them and found what I love to do most is to make my very own video game. Yeah, good on you, dude. You should look after yourself, 4chan. Just don't give the haters any fuel. Just do your own thing. Keep to yourself on that and make your awesome game. All right, let's see. We're gonna get some other colors going into this, so it's not so plain looking. Maybe that color. Whoa, that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, it's only slightly different, but do a couple of sections of it like this, and then we do this with it. So that little bit of variation will help, I think. Maybe let's grab this one as well. Yeah, maybe we can even do a little bit here. Not bad. I think that still tells you what it is, but without like being as like wobbly as this line. So then I'll take this lantern and replace all the other lanterns with it and vary it slightly so that it fits the idea. I might just do a little bit of aliasing style things on this, but I don't want to do too much. I'm not sure what colors to use, but it'd be nice to have a little bit of aliasing on this somewheres, like out here maybe. Yeah, that looks alright. Hmm. There you go. Not too shabby. Great cards and free cookies. BGS Tamu Oreo gets sent to Mike. I'll take it. My son is really into Pokemon. And I like that he's into it. I think that's a good thing. But he's really into it at the moment. Okay, so there we go. They got that. How many frames does this need to be? The swinging animation? Probably not that many. So it's gonna want to go up. When it hits that, it's gonna jiggle. There'll be like a little bit of slack in the line, and then it'll fall down and probably wobble a little bit, but that slack will tighten on like the second frame of falling back down. It'll fall down probably like another 2 frames as it comes down, and then it'll come here and hit where the player's standing, and it'll jiggle back and forward a little bit as it stops. That's the plan. So if I bring up the old animation, which I think I just did in separate BMP files or something. Where the heck is it? So here's the old animation. So it's just like those are the frames you can see on the side here. I think that was okay. So 4 frames, and then I just play them in reverse. I mean, 5 frames plus the hit. 4 frames plus the hit, 5 frames total. Yeah, I did that, and then I played them in reverse to like go back into position, and I think it was fine. Does he like playing or collecting more? I got really into collecting for a bit. I love the cards, but not the best tactical player myself. Yeah, he's a collector. He's more of a collector than playing it. I think I don't know if he knows the rules. So, I wouldn't mind getting him to like learn the rules and like playing with him, but yeah, it's just another thing for me to learn. How do you know it's an actual misprint, Vault Jams? Alright, let's go. Let's start animating this thing. Get this out of the way. Alt-N for new frames. So first thing I'm going to try and do is rotate the part that I need to rotate. Is there a way I can move the rotation point? I can. Okay. How do I start the rotation? There we go. So I'd like it to rotate from here. Nice. Perfect. So we can animate this now. Really handily. I might need to go in and clean up some frames, because like it's going to get some jaggy lines and stuff, but this will be pretty good. So let me Control Z that. What I'm going to do is add all the frames and then rotate for each frame. So I said I wanted 5 frames, so I've got 1 static and then 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I want to swing back. But we can deal with that as needed. So we'll just go back to here. The first frame should be fairly heavily pushed forward, I think. I have to reselect it each time, huh? It's a bit annoying. It's actually quite annoying. Let's just check that. So that might be a bit too much. Can I turn on onion skin or whatever it was? Where's that? Onion skin enabled. Okay, there we go. Oh. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. Oh, the spine was printed blue instead of the correct color. So what, like, isn't that just... I don't know. It's a Blu-ray or a DVD? Hey, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in, new follower. Great to have you here. Interesting, Bot Jams. Interesting. Maybe they accidentally used the Blu-ray design. Apparently I haven't followed here yet. Welcome, HMS Boat Freaker. I appreciate having you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for the follow as well. I do have anonymous follows, but you've outed yourself, so thank you. That'll work. And then we want it to come back and like do an extra bit. So I think maybe on like frame 1, what if we what if I insert a new frame? What if I just do like a slight pivot of this as well on frame 1? So when it hits, this is the point where it's going to hit. So we're going to want to do something with this bit. So what I might do, actually, trying to decide what I should do here. All right, put the pivot point here. Want this to rotate back to about there. Maybe a little bit more to be a bit more extreme on it. We want to change the line of this a bit too. So I might even move this back to give us a bit of justification for slacking the line a bit too. But welcome HMS Boat. I appreciate the follow. I'm glad to have you here. I hope things are going good for you too. All right, and if we pivot this like that, I'm just trying to save a little bit of time here with using just basic, like, whoops, using the rotation tool here to do like most of my animation work. And then I'll like maybe tighten it up a bit. Maybe I can rotate this slightly a bit more. It does lose information each time it rotates from the look of it, but hey. Alright. So we need to make sure that's connected still. What if we did a little bit of this? Oops, that's the eraser tool. It looks a bit wobbly now. Hopefully not too weirdly wobbly. I think that looks okay. Not too bad. There was no Blu-ray when it came out since the DVD was released back in 2022. Oh, 2002. Posted a template of the actual cover image, spine DVD found on the Show and Tell channel to compare my one. Okay, awesome. I'll have a look. I'll look at it right now. It's not distracting at all. So that's the one. That's the original one, and the one you got is what? Where's the spine? Oh, there. It's like it's faded or something, huh? Weird. Interesting. All right. Animate again. Let's turn on the background so I can see what this will look like. So the player comes along and pushes it. Swings up, bumps into it. I feel like the bumping into it bit might need an extra frame there on this part where the lamp impact point is acknowledged a bit more. That will help. So turn that off so we can see the onion skinning a bit. Maybe there, and then lost my anti-aliasing colors. I guess it won't matter too much with the animation, but this should look a little bit more motivated now with the extra, like just a little bit there on that frame will help with that. The next frame is going to be, I think we'll just duplicate that and then drag. Can I drag this? I can. To the end here, and we'll just rotate it back into place. We get a bit of a cleaner thing. Link to the Discord. Yeah, I can give you a link to the Discord, Razor. Absolutely. It's on my other channel. I haven't got a bot here yet. I've been meaning to set something up, but I'm yet to do it. So I have to manually post the Discord like that. You're welcome. Okay, so we do exactly the same maneuvers, except now we want that to be even more rotated. So if I hide this, I just do it part at a time. So we'll grab the lamp part first. First of all, it needs to be somewhere around about there. Let's move the pivot point down to this corner. We'll rotate it towards that, but we want it to like jostle up a bit more. Then we'll take this bit. We'll rotate it. I'm not sure what to do with this bit. Maybe we rotate it in parts. Might be the best way. Oops. I press Control Z and X in rapid succession there. That about there. We'll smooth all this out. Don't worry. It'll look good eventually. Not bad. Oops. It's not bad. For like a single frame of the animation, it's not too bad. Alright, let's turn the background back on and see how that's looking. Go from the start here. So the player comes along, pushes it, slides up, hits that, wiggles a bit. We're gonna have that like probably just play in reverse now. And as it comes down onto this frame here, we'll use this one instead of that one. And we'll have it, we then want to do a little bit of extra swing and like hit the player. So I guess we'll go get that player and sprite and bring him in. Where are you? Characters, Lucas. This'll do. Let's grab, so it doesn't matter which frame we grab, we'll just grab this one. Edit, paste as new layer. What? Okay, I guess I'm going to delete this layer. Where are you? Oh, he's all the way over there. Okay. I need him to be standing about here when he pushes it. Somewhere about there. Okay. How do I duplicate a frame? I guess I just do Alt N it, and then I have to just drag it. That's about right. Actually, let's do the rope first, or the board first. Solid DVD posted, cool. Took me a bit too long to realize I had to react to Discord post before I could post in the channel. Yeah, you gotta do the thing before you can do the thing. That's right. All right, so about there. What if I slightly did that? That works for me. Maybe I do a slight. Let's move this pivot point. Whoops. Yeah, that's it. This is going to be so much better. It's going to be so much better. I'm excited. All right. Let's turn on the background and see what it looks like with the background on. Looks great. I mean, sure, it could be a little better, but I think that's pretty fantastic, honestly. Reminds you of Incredible Machine? Awesome. Perfect. Excellent. So it's not the perfect animation, but it is exactly what I wanted it to be. So pretty much exactly what I want it to be. Maybe a little bit more swing on the last couple of frames here where it's jiggling, but it's okay. It'll do. It'll definitely work for what we need. The next step is going to be the bucket. But before we do that, we have to actually output this animation. Well, we have to save it at least. Save where we're up to. Save as. We're going to call this one Potato 3 Lamp Swing 1, I guess. Excuse me, sorry. Bit of a yawn there. I'm trying to decide, do I animate the spool falling down when we do the bucket swing? Let's just do the bucket swing, which is just going to be replacing the lamp part with the bucket part. And having a little bit of water sloshing around while we do it. Implementing deaths. I thought about it, Mini Roach. I thought about it. I think I'm going to do something funnier than a death, though. Well, hopefully funnier. Good to see you, Mini Roach. How are you going today? How's the weather? Is it warmed up today, hopefully? Got my fingers crossed for you. Hopefully it's warmed up. Yeah, alright. Let's get the bucket gif. It's still cold? Dagnammit. That sucks. Hopefully it does warm up soon, though. Where's the bucket? I forget which room the bucket's in. It's in a vault. There it is. We just want the bucket part. Oops. Control Z. Literally can't tell which parts are bucket and which parts are not bucket, but that'll do. New layer. Okay. Felt like the lamp would knock the head clean off. I mean, the lamp's too light to even knock the spool off the shelf, so it's not a very heavy lamp. So Lucas is just going to shrug it off. I mean, I could do for fun. We could do a little... A little impact. Oh boy, we're having fun now! A little bit past Lucas' face on return. Yeah. I mean, it's supposed to be hitting him in the head and stopping. It makes the next part funnier, because we're going to replace this with a bucket full of water, and that water is going to splash all over Lucas when it happens. Also, hello, Excation. Good to see you. Oh, it's Pains. Demon Pains. Welcome. Good to see you. Yeah, definitely the rope just sort of, the cord just stops moving, and I don't like the way that looks, but I don't know how much energy I have to really do it justice. Maybe I can do a little bit of justice here. Let me work on it slightly. There you go. A little bit more justice in the swing. Really hard to tell from the pic, but definitely interesting to see how different it looks than the normal one. Oh, right. I think it looks like sun fading. I would say it looks like sun fading. But that's just me. There you go. That looks pretty good. Bop in the face. If I get him to stand in exactly the right position, I could even add... Oh, whoops! I put it on the wrong frames. It happens before it's. I was. Whoops. More brutal than Doom. Yeah, it's pretty brutal. We could even squash the nose instead, make the nose wobble instead of going red like that. His nose wobbles now. Hey, Cutie Sam, Mercedes Benz, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, maybe we can close his eyes too. That's a good idea. Good idea, Mercedes. His nose wobbles. That's so dumb. Alright. It also, you know, it's just the face parts animated over top of him, so I have to position him perfectly now. When he pushes the bucket, he has to stand perfectly in the right spot. Hey, Zizzy, good to see you. Yeah, a serious bonk sound. We need to find a good bonk sound to play at the right moment. Like a classic cartoon, like, boom, sort of sound, you know? I feel like I need to do more animation, like this isn't enough. I need to like knock the head back a little bit and all that kind of stuff too. Like we have to do everything. But we can only, if the character's standing there, we might need to actually add this animation to the character and have it play on the correct frame now, which would, that's even worse. That's like a nightmare. I could make the character disappear and just have this character. I could include this character in the animation. So like we have our character disappear. Yeah. I like the implication that he's not affected by this at all. No thoughts, brain empty. Yeah. Well, the thing is, he's not affected because this lamp is not heavy enough to knock the thing off the shelf, which is the whole point, right? Gotta knock this thing off the shelf, it doesn't even work. It's barely even, doesn't even move it. But then, he gets the bucket. Which we're gonna need to redraw so it's bigger. Maybe this will work. Because then it'll be the same size in every room, which is probably a good thing. He's going to get the bucket. And the bucket's going to hit him in the face and cover him with water. And probably hurt a bit too. I'm not actually unhappy with what we just did. That was a fun little diversion that we didn't need to do, but it was worthwhile. Alright, so if we just paste this into every frame, I don't know how to do it otherwise other than this. His face looks so funny. It's so dumb. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome in. We do have anonymous follows. If you want to lurk away, feel free to do that. Could just do a burp. We could make a burp sound, Mini Roach. That's true. These have draggable frames. It probably already... Yeah, it probably has a feature. I just don't know how to use it. I only just started using it recently. I finally got over my hatred of the UI. And now I'm just trying to live with the tool and make it work for me. Obviously, we need this to follow the same pattern, so this should be just a matter of using the marquee tool again. Should be a matter of just doing that. Ugh, gotta select the actual freaking bucket. Keep going. I'm doing it with using the original sprite and rotating it each time so it doesn't like lose data between frames, basically. Probably what I should do is look about where it is and try and replicate that in the placement each time. We're about there. What? Oh god, I hate you. Good. Call that a new emote. What? I remember something funny. Imagine if someone photoshopped an image of Mike's head and got rid of eyebrows. Yeah, FMM misprint. That would be pretty funny. No eyebrow Mike. I've never had my eyebrows removed before. I don't plan to. You never know what might happen, right? Okay, so this has to actually make contact with the thing though. So what if it's a little bit more stretched on this frame to make sure it looks like it's at least imparting some contact? I'm going to look at... Let's turn off this so I can see what's up. And also let's turn off the lamp for a second. Oops. I hope you're doing well, Ames as well, by the way. I don't know if I said hello properly. Sorry about that. Got distracted. Good. We'll have to put some sloshing in, of course. And it looks like we just got to play it backwards for the rest of it as well until we get down to here. In which case, we just start the splashing animation as well. Not a fan of fire, eh? What? Eyebrows? Oh, yeah. I mean, I do like fire, but I've never burned my eyebrows off. I've been fortunate enough not to have that happen. So we have to probably redraw the cable, but also we have to connect the thing to the cable. I think for the most part, we won't have to redraw. I'll just create a duplicate of this layer. If I knew how to do that, I would do it more fast. Okay. Get rid of that. And we'll just start deleting the lamp part out of these frames. Alright, so that kind of works. Then we just have to do the, like, I guess the handle from the bucket or something onto the light, the cable. And then we have to have it... I don't know. We'll figure this out as we go. I do not require formal greeting, but thank you, you two. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I guess we just keep working on this bucket part. All right. So, yeah. So this is just this frame, right? I think so. So I should be able to just duplicate my bucket frames forward. Yeah. So this will just be this. And this will just be what? 9. So wait, if 8 is 6, and 5 will be 9, and 4 will be 10, and 3 will be 11. 2 will not be 12. 1 will be 12. And then I have to start doing some other stuff. So let's go delete the lamp bits now. So I need like an unreasonably large amount of water to splash over him. Like just a monsoon of water. Like a tsunami of water coming out of the bucket. I feel like I could have added a couple more frames of the nose wobbling, honestly. But I think you get enough elasticity out of that. It looks kind of funny. It looks kind of like he got bopped in the nose. I think that'll work. So these frames with the actual lamp in it, I guess we can move the bucket around a little bit here, just for a starter. Hey Toolshed, welcome. I like how right now his only reaction to getting hit on the head is blinking for a split second. Yeah, he doesn't mind. He's okay with this. Or he's like just given up on everything. Hang on a second. Okay, so I moved that and then it's going to immediately roll back. But in this case, I guess that's fine. I guess it's fine to just continue this line of thinking, except I want the bucket to like be a bit more motivated with like how the water is going to splash on the guy somehow. And then the bucket should be basically empty at this point, so we'll get there, but that will be something like that. We'll get rid of those lamp bits. Welcome, Toolshed, as well. Good to see you. Be careful not to delete important elements. What is this part right here? What is that from? Oh, it's from the lamp. Okay. Oh no, I accidentally rotated the bucket and the lamp. My life is ruined. I'll never recover from this. Such a time-consuming task, removing pixels. Anyway, I think I got him. Good. Medulu, best viewers, huh? Thank you. Really appreciate that. I'll definitely check the service out. So you can knock this off your bucket list? Oh my god. Yeah. Oh man. You could select all the frames and remove the color as bulk, if that would help. I mean, I guess it's done now, but maybe you should teach me how to do that. Just replace color with transparent. Can you do that per frame? How? Replace color? Oh my god, that's horrible. Okay, I guess you can. Does that do it per frame? Oh, you can select multiple frames at once to do it as well, huh? Okay. Interesting. Alright, so if I turn the BG on. Alright, so it's kind of doing what I want, except obviously we need to draw a handle or some kind of like motivation for it to be connected to the cable. And we also want to have it splash all over Lucas and soak him. I genuinely don't know how to do the soaked animation, and I don't know why I thought I should do this, but now I've started. I kind of gotta do it, right? So the splashing should probably start on this frame, because that's frame we're suggesting that it's actually striking him. Let's go in and just draw. Let's just ignore that for now and just draw a handle on the bucket. That's the best thing I think I can do with my time right now is draw a handle on a bucket. There you go. Perfect handle. Wait, what? Did I miss a frame? No. I could definitely start copying frames of handles, but this is more cathartic, so I'm going to do it this way. Done. Good morning, evening, Heart of Mithril. Welcome in. So if I was to splash the water on the man, how would that work? It's so silly. It's basically meditating. Yeah, drawing the handles is basically a meditation. All right, I think that we just have to start with a massive splash. Let's do a new layer here. And call this one Sploosh the Dude. There you go. I don't know why I called it the Dude, but anyway, it's fine. What? Wait. What did this used to be called? I made a mistake. Can I Control Z to change in the name? Oops. Edit. Redo. Layer properties. Control Z. Control Z. We're just called layer 1. Okay, layer 4. Sploosh. Man. Yeah, giant splash on his face. Like, at least I at least want his face to get wet, his hair to get wet and like sag down a bit. Yeah, I want it all. I want it all. Okay, so how would the splooshing start? Something like this, maybe? feel like something like that. Maybe a little bit of splashing back here too. Why does onion skinning not work with layers? Like, can I turn on onion skinning only for specific layers? That would be pretty good. Hmm. Missed a hole. Oh, I see the hole. Oops. Gotta fill these gaps here. Probably should come up a bit forward than that. Hang up to here. Hey, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a great day today too. I have anonymous follows on the channel, so if you want to lurk away, feel free to do that. Just chilling, doing some splashy animations, which I don't do this kind of thing very often. So it's kind of fun. Alright, we need to get some of those other colors. Let's go back to a different frame here. Does some force need to tip the bucket so the water pours out? Running into his face is the force. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It'll be funny when it happens. I hope. Hopefully it's funny enough that people don't care about physics. You know what I mean? Oops. I mustn't forget the sploosh that was going the other direction. Somewhere over here, maybe. What's the lore here? Did he deserve it? No, he didn't. Hot news, FMM scraps Adventure Game Studio and decides to rebuild game on Unreal Engine 5 for full water physics. Yeah. That's definitely what's happening. I feel like this is animating a little fast. I don't know how to change the animation speed. Is there a constant frame rate? 180. That's about the frame rate that everything else animates at in the game. So now it starts to feel a little bit slow. But I think you can see the... Yeah, I think that'll work. What's the lore? Did he deserve it? No, not really. He's the main character. He's trying to find his way out of... He's been sealed in the... The game's still running? Okay. He's been sealed in here. And he needs to open this door, which we've actually already done. This is in a finished state right now. But we're replacing this part. It's going to go here on this lamp, and it's not to knock down that spool. So when you push this, it's going to knock that spool down, and we're just like adding the animation to it. So like the solution here is when you push the lamp, it's not powerful enough to knock the thing down. But when you push the bucket, it is powerful enough because the bucket's full of water and it's heavier. Therefore, it can impart more momentum. More of the energy gets transferred, right? So this is the room that you start in. There's a few things that obviously have changed since you started at the start of the game. And this is the other room. So there's only 3 rooms in this entire game, which is less rooms than the first game. Although it does have more stuff in it. So it's got like some blueprints, which I can't show you. It has this metal detector book about how to use the metal detector. And a list of frequencies that you need to use with the metal detector. You need to make the metal detector using a blueprint. Once you've made it, you can set the frequencies that you want to scan for and, like, you know, metal detect. He deserved it for not being cautious. Yeah, he's just a klutz, basically. Whoops. Yeah, I got a few... I haven't done any of the dialogue, so like when you click on stuff or like you look at stuff, most of the stuff doesn't have dialogue typed in, so it just says unhandled. Like if I right click on this, oh, it actually does say something. Right click on that, unhandled event. I just put that in because like by default AGS has a bunch of stock responses. I wanted to not use those because that would require me to go in and think about all of the responses that we need for everything. So that's why I did it that way. Yeah, when I come back in here and redo the background art for this, I'll have to remember that I've done certain changes already, so I'll have to be careful about not ruining certain things. But yeah. All right. Back to the splashing. You like the walk animation? Thank you. Yeah, I based it on Bernard's walk cycle from Day of the Tentacle. This guy here. He's a great character. But I wanted him to look like, I wanted his walk cycle to look like this guy's walk cycle, but obviously their body shape's fairly different, so I couldn't perfectly replicate it. But I think it's like pretty good. You can see his pose he's got a similar pose, but his body shape's quite different. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, honestly, in the end. I was really happy with it. The previous game, I based her walk cycle on this guy. His walk cycle. He's got his hands in his pocket. So like I'm taking a lot of inspiration from Day of the Tentacle because I want people to be reminded of Day of the Tentacle when they see this game. Thank goodness that is the pulling bucket and not the pushing bucket. So this game is just about making a sandwich. You can play it on Edge. I'll paste the link for you in the chat. You can see her walk cycle as well. I base hers on Hoagie's walk cycle from Day of the Tentacle. Yeah, this is a very short one. This one, I made this one in about 2 weeks. Just over 2 weeks. Or about 2 weeks. And... it's very short. That's all I was going to say. It's very short. I think if you play this like without looking at very much and stuff like that, you can finish it in 10 minutes pretty easily. If you get stuck on a puzzle, it might take you like 20 minutes. But yeah, there's lots of more scenes in this game. Your Degus got confused by all the different sounds. What's that? Sorry for my ignorance. What is that? Resume. Lamp swing done. Bucket swing done. We're working on the splash on Lucas. And then we'll have all this done. Great. It's a pet. I need to know what it is. It's like a rodent. Okay. What is a Degus? Oh, that's cute. Oh, you have multiple of them? That's why you use an S at the end? Degus. How do you pronounce it, I wonder? That's a cute little animal. You got 3. They can't live on their own. Right, okay. Daegu. Yeah, if they get lonely, that would be sad. You wouldn't want that. They look cute. They're kind of large. I expect them to be a bit more small, like a mouse size. It's like a rat sized almost. It's in his pocket. That's cute. Alright, that's distracting enough. Thank you. Thanks for telling me. I didn't know what that was, so they were confused by the sounds. Sorry. Alright, so we need this frame is like the impact frame of the water actually splashing on him, and the bucket should at this point be empty, so... Um, yeah. Hmm. We're obviously going to need more frames after this. We're going to add a few more frames. So we'll duplicate this. And my music stopped, and now I, there you go. I got my core on in the background, apparently. I guess I didn't close that tab before I started the stream. I do. I'll just leave it open, it's fine. It's not, he's muted. I didn't know if you press Alt and the media play button, it shows different. I've never seen that before. I don't know why it said McCaw when it's playing Winamp, but whatever. As a nitpick, Mike, I think the stove should have had an on-off state. That's a good nitpick. I didn't really know. That was the first game I made in AGS, so I didn't know all of the bits and pieces, and I've learned a lot making this game because I wanted to address a lot of those kind of concerns. Like, there's a lot of more state management in this game. But yeah, you're right. 100% right. Did I duplicate the frame or not? I don't know. I did not. Okay. Alt N. Drag. And then this will be empty, right? Sorry, my brain just sort of like went, hang on a second, what am I actually doing right now? Alright, so that's empty. We can leave that sitting there. Have I drawn on the wrong layer? I feel like I drew on the wrong layer. I did. That's fine. Alright. So we need to continue that splash. And we need to have the water start to soak his face some as well. His nose will wobble a little bit more, which will be funnier. It's so dumb. I love it. All right, the water. We got to animate the water coming through here. So sploosh like that. Let's just, can I? There we go. It is one amazing looking nose, indeed. Not sure why, but I always liked that the in those old point and clicks. Oh, the states? Yeah. Alright, so make sure we're on the right layer here. So it's gone outward like that. So we want to continue it outward trajectory a little bit, but more over Lucas's face now. And I think kind of want this part to like fall down a little bit, but still tracing back that way to the bucket a little bit. Let's just color it in a little. And maybe that's a little bit too much. Maybe just a little bit here. Little eraser. Go back to this frame, grab that. Just fill in those highlight areas a bit more. Just gonna freehand it a little bit more with the mouse. Just get the shapes in, and then we can like start to refine it if we need to. I think we're gonna want to have a few of these. Like, I feel like it's already, we should have probably some contact with the face and hair now. Yeah, I think we should start modifying the face features a bit more. Hopefully the physical release for this game has a collector's edition and possible Nintendo Switch 2 release. I mean, I would like to put a Switch version out at some point. Like, if the game, not this one, but like the full, you know, several hour game, if that does well on like Kickstarter campaign, I think that it would do well to put a stretch goal for having a Switch version made. I've seen other people release AGS games on the Switch, so I know it's doable. I just don't know exactly how to go about it yet. I'm really still very new to AGS. Alright, so this one we're gonna have the water start to like obviously be more in contact with his face. We're gonna have less splashes around, and I think this splash will just continue out just a little bit further here as well. Actually, I think I'll just... Okay, so... yeah. Now I want the water to be like more contoured around like the shape of his head and face. I want his hair to like flatten out. So we'll start working on that animation after we've done this part of the animation. I never put any of this sort of thing on this frame, so we'll get some of these in just for a bit more definition. That'll probably help a little bit. Yeah. So I'm gonna like try and go like around the shape of his head some more with these now, because he's been fully splashed with it. All right. More frames. Wonder if we can do what we need in the next 5 frames or not. I'm trying to start to follow a little bit more about where this is in contact with him as well. I'm gonna maybe put like this is a bit more of a contact point kind of color. I do want some of the hair to show through, but yeah. What exactly is involved with porting a game from something created in AGS to something like the Switch? Is that a long and complicated process or any sort of porting automated? So AGS ships with Windows, Linux, Android support and web support already. It's also open source. So I believe with the Switch build, and actually Tony sent me a screenshot of it running on Mac. So he created a bundle with it that would work on a Mac. He said there was something to do with saving wasn't working, but we can maybe work on that and fix it up. But there's already like some open source like extensions or whatever that could help with doing a Mac port. So we could do that, probably. The Switch, I think, is going to be a similar situation. Now, I remember looking it up a long time ago, like maybe at the start of this year or earlier, and they were saying like there are tools, there are ways to do Switch builds. I don't know exactly what it is. I think because the way Nintendo works is you have to have like a license to use their like in the SDK and all that kind of stuff to make a build for their system. So there's probably some licensing fees involved, and there's probably some build kits, and you'd have to port the engine yourself to work on Switch. But I think you can actually, I think there's people out there who've done it, and you can kind of contract them to do it for you. So that's probably what I would do. Even though I'd prefer to probably do something like that myself, it's probably best to go through a third party and get it done quickly and save some time and effort. Yeah. All right, so we got that done. Let's do this drip again over here. There we go. We'll try and make it smaller now as well. Maybe like much smaller. Oops. Oh, the next frame I think we'll have this disappear almost. So we'll just have this might be the last time we see this bit, I reckon. Oops. Wrong frame. Suppose we could do one more. There you go. That drop sort of goes... Let's see how it looks. Yeah, its trajectory's okay. It's not perfect, but it's fine. Splash. And now we need to get the dripping happening. I do very much wish Oh, you're welcome for the info. I just don't know enough, really. That's the answer. That's the truth of it. I don't really know enough to give a really detailed answer on that one, unfortunately. You know what? Maybe I don't want what I just did. Normal. I need to be able to see, like... Let's just start here. Obviously, we want this to drip down a bit. Want this to continue to drip down as well. Probably too much for one frame to go that far. This will drip down, following the contour of that nose. This will drip down. What? Wait, is it only left? Oh, it works for color picking? That's really annoying. Okay. So I'm going to thin out the water as it goes down the face now a little bit. Because I don't want to have to animate like the drips like physically going every single which way they can go. So I don't want that there. Okay. I suppose I should start thinking about getting some food and getting ready for my stream tonight. But what if I just did this instead? What if I just kept working on this all day? All night? What if I just didn't stop until the game was finished? He became Sonic, yeah. Gate World and XCOM can wait, that's right. Oh man. Just never sleep again. Mm-hmm. Mm. I don't think I've ever spent this much time animating water splashing on somebody's face. I think I've ever animated water splashing on someone's face. That's probably why. Never did highlights on this frame, huh? So the next frame or two is just going to be fading out this stuff, so we're just going to really reduce the amount of water that's visible. And it will be mostly have dripped off his face by now. Actually, we want it to maintain that momentum, so we probably don't want it to be there. We want to go much further. So like... Oops. Wrong thing. The water that's on his face still will move slowly, of course. But there'll just be less of it. And much fewer highlights now too. See how it looks. It's not too bad, although there is like a weird... This part here is a bit weird, because it almost disappeared already. I think I'll modify this a little bit. Alright, that'll do. Yeah, it's looking better. I think this might be our last frame with these falling bits, so we're going to try and just fade them out in a fair way. So we'll just like turn them into a series of droplets as they disappear. We won't have any highlights on most of these. Something like that works for me. We'll still get this lighter shade in there though. And then we want to get those in as well. Oops. What? Wait on. What? Hmm. All right, last frame. Let's get Oh, great. Span. Continue doing this while mindlessly clicking on the Ripper slide puzzle. Maybe, yeah. That might work. Oh, thank you for the legitimate follow. I appreciate it. There was another follow bot attack. It started spamming. So that's why I didn't say thanks to that first follow there. Let's grab those highlights. Put some in. Not too many though. I want this to be the last frame or so. Alright, so that's his face getting splooshed with water, but now we need to, like, go and animate the character with his hair getting all, like, soppy and, like, stuff like that. This will totally work, though. I could just, like, leave it at this. Like, this is still funny. It's just not as funny as, like, his hair getting messy and, probably a little bit more reaction on the head being bonked would be good, but I don't want to. I can't be bothered. See this full screen here with the background on. I like it. I mean, that would be great if it's in game. Hey, Miamiville, good to see you. Leave a dent in the bucket? That would be pretty funny. Hey, Castle River Check, good to see you. Can you explain follow bots? Like, how does that business model work? I have no idea how it works. I don't know. I mean, obviously, there's people out there desperate to, like, get a higher viewer count or something like that, and they want to pay for it, but I don't... If it's not real people, then they're not going to come back when you stop paying for it, right? And I don't know how the business model works. Obviously, there's a market for it. I just don't understand the market myself. No, I can't explain it. Soggy version, you can make him shake dry like a dog. That's what my plan was. Yeah, my plan was to do that. First of all, I need to get him to have that soggy look, and then I'd do like a few smear frames for like the shaking the head, and then it'd just return to normal after he does that. But yeah, I can imagine just doing a few streaks of hair, basically, and flattening down this bit, and a few streaks of hair going down his face, at some point while that's washing down. And then he shakes his head, and he comes back to normal, basically. I think that would work. And that would finish the joke, I think. That would finish the gag, having that happen. Yeah, might as well keep going, right? Basically, this frame, we want the hair to be getting affected and stuff, so. For a moment, I thought this was Lucas with a bucket bashed on his face animation. I mean, that's what it is. The bucket's getting smacked into his face and splashing water over him. In hilarious fashion. Whoops. I did it the wrong way around. It's really good nonetheless. Thank you. I'm really happy with how it's going so far. So now we can just basically just draw Wet Lucas on this frame, I think. So I'm going to have his hair go like this. Like that. I forgot about the swing lamp being in front of him to cover the face. What I might need to do is, like, before I do any of this, is just combine... What? Okay, good. Now I can do the hair stuff without worrying about the frames of the... Cool. Let's bring that sploosh and bucket back in. So it's this frame I want to start modifying. Trying to only copy the parts that I've drawn on here. Makes it tricky. Oops. How's that look? I think maybe we need to mess with his, the other parts of his hair a little bit too. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's fine. So he's wet now. Dave the Devilfish, you're too kind. Thank you for saying that. That's too kind. I appreciate it. Alright, so now we need to add, like, I don't know, a dozen more frames. Probably like, realistically, like 6 more frames. Let's just add one more frame here. This means, on this frame, everything's gone, right? We got no more drips or anything to worry about. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Let's turn the, let's modify this layer's properties again. Normal and 100%. Okay. So on this frame with Lucas. Yeah, so we're going to duplicate that. We have one frame to just do nothing. 2 frames do nothing. 3rd frame, we want to start the head shake. So what I might do... And generally I'm saying to look like Watered Poodle when you're looking sad, disappointed. Oh, that's funny. That's a good saying too. Good saying. Let's see. If I go back to my guy under characters, Lucas, we have a turnaround facing directions, I think it is. Yeah. Grab that. We grab the... Oh, this is just those turnarounds. We want the walk frame, I think. Too many folders open. Grab where, facing directions, rotate. Rotate will have what I want, maybe. Let's, actually, let's go walk right to, I think that's the one I actually want. So any of these frames would work. Oh wait, no, this is... I thought I fixed this. Did I only fix it with the metal detector walking animation? Let's see metal detector walking. Walk right... walk left metal GIF. Let's try this. There you go. That's the one I want. Okay. What I'm going to do is put a new layer in. Just so I can deal with it. Lucas. Head. Shake. Yeah. We'll go with that. About there. Make sure his eyes actually about the same height as well. To do that. All right. Off with his head. What layer am I? Oh, I'm drawing on the wrong layer. Damn it. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, that'll do it. We need to add like a smear in between these two, and then we should be good. Smear frames I'm horrible at, but oh, did I close the turnaround one? I actually want it now. Never mind, this looks good. Thank you. Alright, so can I... I think 3 shakes is better. Oh, it didn't work. Okay. Wait, what? Hang on, wait, what happened? 1, 2, 3... What? Okay, Control Z. Whatever just happened was wrong. I guess I just have to duplicate, like do new frame, drag it, new frame, drag it. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we have to do that. And we want to animate some water splashing off a little bit too. A pause might be good before the little hair on top pops back up in the end. Yes, indeed. That's exactly my thoughts, Mercedes. That's the comedy. Is it's got like maybe 2 or 3 frames of no cowlick, and then it will flump pop up and like maybe it'll wiggle a little bit. Exactly what I was thinking. Alright, so then if we duplicate this frame. Oops, that's the wrong button. Where's bucket? There we go. Okay. Oh, good. Might not be quick enough on the way up. There's like an extra frame there that we don't need. There we go. We've done it. In theory, he should be moving his shoulder as well, but that's too... Yeah, I mean, we could add some secondary motion if we want to, but the important part is his head shaking is happening and the hair pops up. I think that's hilarious. I think it might actually run a little faster than I've got it animating right now. Let's see. Constant frame rate. Make it 120. I should add a few splashes animating when he's shaking his head, but other than that, like it's pretty good. Denting the bucket's a funny idea too. I think maybe we should do that. As it flicks up on the back of his head, it looks so silly. It's great. Oh, I love it. Oh boy. Oh man. I want to put this in the game right now, but it's like nearly 7 o'clock. I normally start streaming about now. I forgot to stream with myself too. That's a bit of a mistake. I forgot to invite myself to the stream. I'm just streaming all by myself. I don't have me here with me. Whoops. We'll have to do a witty one-liner too. Yeah. We'll have to have him say something. Even if he just looks at the camera and says, "You liked that, didn't you?" Like, he just anything. If he says anything to the player after that, it'll make them laugh. Like, I think. Maybe not anything, but yeah. Commenting on it, like, saying how much pleasure the player got out of the joke, out of the wet Lucas joke. Oh my god, so funny. I just want to put this in the game. Is it possible to have characters animate talk animation while dialogue is happening? Yeah. Yeah. There's even lip syncing options available, but I haven't learnt that part of this engine yet. I would just have their mouth move in a generic, like, wibbly wobbly mouth movement thing. File, save as. We haven't saved this since we did all this work. We're gonna swing to. Oh, this is bucket swing, actually. It's so funny. All right. Edit sprite canvas size. Canvas size I want to be 320. Okay. I don't know if I need to undo that or not, but like, I assume the layers can still be bigger than you can see, right? Yeah. So then if I output a GIF of this, really I should put in the push the bucket animation before it starts. It's like I need to insert a couple of frames here and then grab left. We just need to flip this. What? Can't I move him? Resize. Let's make it 300. All visible layers, all frames, forward. Export for Twitter? I don't know what that does. Adjust the duration of the last frame to 1/4 so Twitter reproduces the animation correctly. Okay. It's fine. Which directory we just export to? I think it was the Bio Lab, aka Potato Room. Where's that GIF? There it is. It's so good. I don't want to spoil this for anybody who doesn't want to get spoiled on the puzzle, but I'm so tempted to post this. Oh man, I'll have to post it like some other time. That's really funny. I love it. Flag is adult, that'll blur it. Right. Then Twitter will just blur every single image I ever post after that. I'm really happy with how this turned out, honestly. It's so silly. I'm just gonna sit here laughing at this all night now instead of doing anything useful. I need to get it in the game, but I need to also end the stream. It's getting late. Yeah, I better end the stream, but I can go check some boxes at least. Let's do that. Bucket splash on Lucas. Lucas wet splash dry. Always remember your towel reference. Yeah, I was thinking about. I forgot about that. The 42. You know. The reference, we can make a reference to I was thinking he pulls a towel out of his back pocket and dries his face with it, and then he'd say like, always remember your towel, or whatever it is, you know, always know where your towel is, whatever the quote is that would make people think, oh, that's a Hitchhiker's Guide reference. That one. Gaming on the other stream today, I would like to. It's late and I haven't eaten. And Yeah. It's like nearly 7 o'clock. I normally would start about now. So if I stream, I won't have time to eat. I should probably eat because I have a headache. I may not stream tonight. I would like to, though. Maybe I'll just start a little late and just have a shorter stream, but I don't know. I don't like doing that. I don't like doing shorter streams. Done. We didn't get around to this one because I was having so much fun doing the this animation. We went above and beyond with this. This looks so freaking good. I love it. I'm gonna show my kids this animation tonight. They'll laugh. Hopefully they'll laugh. That was so fun. That was really, really fun. I don't have anything else to talk about or share right now. I would like to get this into the game. I may just spend this evening getting the content in the game. That was so fun. Look how much of an improvement it's going to be over this old lamp and this old spool. Oh, it's going to be great. I probably should just add an animation of this falling down as well. Thank you, Razor. Thank you. I mean, you know, it feels like to me, like, okay, one whole day doing one animation. It's not a whole day. I've only been on for 3.5 hours-ish. And we did do a lot of review at the start, so probably it is probably pretty quick, but I feel like I didn't get enough done. I wanted to do more today. That is like spot on. I'm really happy with it. Really happy with it. And thanks for the feedback for people who helped out with the feedback too. I'm really glad to see, like, look at this animation here. It's like so good. Those smear frames, they look horrible. Like, they look so bad, but they really work with just like, especially because of the low frame rate. It just helps with like that sense of motion a bit. I could have probably done a little bit more with the hair on these smear frames to really help, but I think what I've done there is good enough. I love this smear frame. I should make this an emote. Just this head. Oh. All right. FMM stare. What am I doing? Am I done? What do I have to do anything at the end of the stream? Normally, this is basically it, right? I'll see if anybody else is online streaming that I know on this account. Any other people doing game dev? Oh, Stuff by Sunshine's playing Redguard tonight. Duke Donuts is playing Path of Exile with Retro Island Gaming. Nobody else is on that I'm following right now. Yeah, I guess that'll do. We'll just call it a night. Thanks everybody for being here. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you again for the next dev stream, which will hopefully be tomorrow. I have to take my son to Taekwondo tomorrow evening, and I think that finishes around 6 or so. So I should be able to get online probably around 7 o'clock tomorrow, I think. I may try and squeeze in a little bit of dev streaming earlier before I take him to Taekwondo, if I can find the time. But I may be busy with work stuff, so we'll see. Take care, Stalkerwater. And yeah, if I'm on, I may be on later for gaming streaming, but I think chances are low tonight because it's so late already. I gotta do things to get food prepped and whatever, so chances are I probably won't stream tonight. But I streamed last night. It's a bit annoying because I wanted to have a full weekend. I haven't had a full weekend in a while. But I got a little bit carried away working on the game this afternoon. So thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate it. I'll see you next time. Have fun, whatever you end up doing tonight or today. And I'll see you in the future. Bye-bye.